This is the weekend edition of iFiber One News, where we present some of the top stories from this week and your weekend weather forecast. I'm Bethany Jenks. Stay tuned for the weekend edition of iFiber One News.
From the iFiber One HD studio here in the heart of the Columbia Basin, this is iFiber One News, your #1 source for local news, sports headlines, and our very own Weather Center forecast covering the entire Columbia Basin. This is iFiber One News, and it starts now.
One of our top stories for this week was about DK's Drive-In restaurant in Ephrata that's now under new ownership. Reporter Jeff Chu met with the new owner and has the story.
DK's has been an Ephrata drive-in restaurant institution for 45 years. And DK's new owner, Helen Snow, says she wants to keep it that way. Longtime owners Don and Bobby Crawford recently sold DK's to Snow and 3 local investors, Steve Adams, Don Nelson, and Joe Whalen. Under her ownership, Snow said DK's menu and service will remain the same with nearly 20 employees, many of them high school students.
I do like that everybody from here to everywhere knows it, and I have to keep that, keep that going. I thrive to keep DK's like it is. We haven't made any changes, and if we do, they won't be drastic, because Don has set a standard that's, one I want to keep. Order up!
One menu item that is sure to remain is the popular Beefalo burger, part beef, part buffalo meat.
We have what we call a Beefalo burger, and we make Beefalo chili too, and people come from lots of places just to have it. We had a couple in here yesterday just from Renton. They said we drive down here every once in a while just to get a Beefalo burger. And I questioned, I said, just for the Beefalo? And he goes, yeah, just for the Beefalo, and we'll eat and we'll turn around and go home. I go, wow, that's amazing.
Snow has some 20 years experience in Ephrata retail and restaurant businesses, most recently managing Chucker Hill's Texaco restaurant. But she says DK's is far more complex in its food services, and moving into her role has been a learning curve. She took over DK's management late last year after Don Crawford trained her for a month. Snow says her husband Terry, who works for Basin Tree Service in Ephrata, also agreed to work at the restaurant. The Snows have lived in Ephrata almost 30 years.
I'm still learning everything. I haven't thought about any big plans at this time. Yes, definitely anything that can make us better. Hopefully in the future we can do that. The volume is crazy here, and so there's a lot to learn.
Lunch at DK's is fast moving, with customers rolling in through the drive-thru and stepping into the restaurant that seats about 60.
The drive-through is like 30 to 40% of our business. There's a lot of people. It seems like it's always backed up.
While she has only received one suggestion for a Beefalo chili burger, Snow said her customers have delivered one message loud and clear.
Oh, most every customer is, you're not going to change anything, are you? You make the best fish and chips. You have the best burgers, and it's not changing a thing. It's working, and it's the way we want to keep it.
I'm Jeff Chu for iFiber One News.
The Moses Lake community welcomed home the high school wrestling team this week after their state championship win in Tacoma. It's the school's first team state championship in more than a decade. Reporter Joe Utter has the story.
Moses Lake High School wrestlers returned home from Tacoma Sunday night as 4A state champions for the first time in 15 years. The team was greeted by nearly 200 people at St. Caillou Square to celebrate the team's win at the MAC Classic Friday and Saturday at the Tacoma Dome, as well as individual state champions Trey Long and Hudson Masseth. Assistant coach Ariel Garza said the hard work throughout the year paid off and is hoping to keep the trophy in Moses Lake for years to come.
These kids deserve this. They work hard, they work out tremendously, and sometimes I don't know if we praise them enough, but this is amazing. For what you guys are doing right now for these kids is making it all worth it, and we're wondering why we're running and why we're doing stairs and why we're doing more push-ups. Well, it's for this right here. And it's for all you guys out there and the support you give them. So thank you, and all of these guys and all the other ones out here that help out with this program. And God willing, this thing will stay in Titletown forever.
It was an emotional return for head coach Jaime Garza, a former state champ himself. Garza took a moment to thank his team and the community support.
Thank you guys for showing up. The support is unmatched, and I am privileged to be the coach of these guys, coaching this team. It's been fantastic. They went out there and displayed a great amount of guts, courage, and I'm pleased with them. I can't thank you guys. I can't thank the coaching staff. They are just as much as involved as these kids were, and I'm so thankful for all the efforts that you guys came out and dedicated your time to us, to these kids, and it means a lot to them. I know it's meant a lot to me. Thank you guys so much for coming out. This is awesome.
This is Joe Utter reporting for iFiber1 News.
And now we take a look at people being sought by law enforcement.
This is Sheriff Tom Jones with the Grant County Sheriff's Office. Each of the people you see here have a warrant for their arrest. If you see any of these people, we ask you do not attempt to detain or apprehend them, but call us at 509-762-1160 or send us an email at crimetips@co.grant.wa.us. If the person is presenting a danger, call 911. With your help, we can bring these people to justice and make our community safer.
We'll be right back after this.
At Moses Lake Community Health Center, we have had the privilege to serve the local communities since 1978.
What I like about working at this clinic more than any other clinic that I've worked at is the patient care. With the patient care team that we've assembled, it allows us to take care of as many facets of the patient and their family's needs.
Please take the opportunity to experience the high-quality care provided at our clinics.
When you find out about the DQ $5 lunch, all this food for only $5, you gotta tell people about it. So I situated nice. Frosty drink next to this juicy grilled burger and fries. Get my sundae, boom. I just dropped a $5 lunchagram on all my friends. Get ready for a little $5 envy.
Michael, we like your style. The $5 lunch. Entree, fries, drink, plus a sundae. Only at your DQ. This is fan food, not fast food.
Hi everybody, meteorologist Don Morelli with you here on iFiber Channel 1 News. And of course our forecast for the weekend is brought to you by Bud Cleary Toyota Dealers. Toyota, let's go places. And we are looking at a pretty nice weekend. The clouds and showers of today now moving on off towards the south, and we're looking for a sunny, pleasant, cool weekend. But the headlines here calling for a chilly dip by midweek next week. A strong cold front coming in later on Monday to cool us off Tuesday into Wednesday. So we'll look for that. And with that cold front, we could see a little light frozen precipitation to start the work week. In the meantime, though, 51 and 38 the extremes today. We've had a trace of precipitation here in the city, and in Moses Lake, we've had a trace down there as well. Most of the moisture moving on off, though. 52 degrees is the afternoon high. So again, above the normal of 49. But we are settling into a little chillier pattern as we slide through the next couple of days. 48 right now, still cloudy skies, and again, a few sprinkles still around the area. The breeze a little gusty, and that's putting a bit of a chill in the air, making it feel more like the 30s with a bit of a breeze, and that'll continue overnight tonight as this system drops south through Oregon overnight tonight. You can sort of feel a little spin going across coastal sections as we see the rain drift into California, but in our vicinity we're seeing clearing conditions through Saturday. Little band of clouds early Sunday, but then generally a nice afternoon. Sunday night, Monday, this is the cold front that we're going to be seeing coming on through, and Monday morning could have a few slippery spots here or there, but generally just a cold, windy day coming in, especially Monday night, Tuesday. But for this Saturday, look at this, tomorrow, beautiful day. Look at all those suns. I think that's pretty nice to take, don't you? A little chilly in the inland northwest, struggling in some areas to get out of the upper 30s. But a nice improvement, at least sky cover wise, from border to border here in the state. So let's zoom into the basin. You can see upper 40s, lower 50s, generally the rule. Royal City, 51, Quincy, 49. Let me get out of the way here and you can really see a nice view of the basin with a pretty nice Saturday afternoon, just a little cool. Not too bad. A little gusty breeze at times, but all in all, not too bad. Again, Sunday night, Monday, a cold front comes through. Chilly mornings, as we've mentioned the past couple of days. Look at these, upper 20s, lower 30s. The coldest morning, Wednesday morning. Some of you may even be in the teens, but thereafter you can see things moderate very nicely as we slide out of the work week. But here's the concern, later Sunday night, some showers, maybe some flurries. You see the morning low below freezing, but improving conditions as the afternoon goes on, but the winds will pick up with the colder air coming on in. No matter what your plans are this weekend, make it a great weekend, everybody. Keep it here. Sports is next.
What better way to start the new year than in a new Toyota? We're making it easier than ever with 3 ways to save. Your choice of financing as low as 0%, up to $2,500 in customer cash back, or low payment leases on your favorite Toyota model, like RAV4, now just $199 per month. Just pick your favorite Toyota, the best savings options for you, and drive away. It's that easy, so start your year right. For full details, see any of your Inland Empire Toyota dealers today. Toyota, let's go places.
The 27th annual MAC Classic is in the books. The 2-day event was full of drama and excitement as hopes were shattered and champions crowned.
It was the MAC Classic in Tacoma, Washington. Teams from all over the Columbia Basin were competing for wrestling royalty against the best in state. Moses Lake took second in state the previous year, losing to only Lake Stevens. With 9 wrestlers in the tournament this year, Moses Lake was trying to take first place in the 4A division. Behind head coach Jaime Garza, the Chiefs came ready to compete. From the get-go, Moses Lake seemed quicker, smarter, and more prepared than their opponents. Trey Long took first for the Chiefs at 113 pounds. Hudson Mousef took first at 160 pounds, and Cooper McCullough took second at 120 pounds. Moses Lake edged out Lake Stevens to take home the first place trophy. Head coach Jaime Garza was happy to see hard work pay off.
There's a lot of passion, and we want to win. My brother and I are both from Moses Lake. We grew up in this program. We just want to give back and get us back to where we were, consistently on top. And those are the bricks that we're laying down to be there.
After finishing third in 1A last year, Warren was eyeing for first in the 1B, 2B division. The Cougars jumped out to a strong early lead in the tournament and never looked back. Behind Jeremy Reyes' championship at 195 pounds and Tyson Yamani's first place finish at 126 pounds, Warden held on to take first place in the 1B, 2B division. Warden head coach Brent Cox couldn't have been happier for state champion Tyson Yamani.
Tyson Yamani, he's a workhorse. He wrestled that kid at regionals and we lost to him by 1 point. So there's definitely been a thought on his mind as he worked out, and we got him. He just wrestled an awesome match right there.
Tyson had an emotional moment with his dad in the stands after his championship. A hug from a past champion to a new champion.
Well, he was a state champion back in his heyday, and so I've been coming up and always looking up to him, always working with him, and it's great to just be on his level now.
Quincy Wrestling finished 17th in the 2A division. It was a strong outing for the Jacks behind 3 senior medalists. Andy Vargas finished 4th at 152 pounds, Stephen Gomez finished 8th at 170 pounds, and Cade Wallace finished 6th at 182 pounds. Quincy head coach Greg Martinez was happy for his seniors.
Just to be here with all the fans, all the different levels. Several of those guys, it was a secondary trip, and they got to come back and earn medals this year. Here are two of my graduating seniors.
Once the matches were over, Quincy had one last thing left to do.
Where do you guys go next?
Go eat. No more starving.
For I-501 News, Sean Wells.
The Running Vikes were looking to nail down the conference title when Wenatchee came calling Wednesday. The Knights had another thing in mind.
It was a big game for Big Ben taking on Wenatchee Valley. With the win, the Vikes would take first place in the INWAC East region. But it was the Knights coming out strong.
It's tough defense, but the shot falls in.
Well, I'm telling you can't play much better D than that.
Second chance opportunities hurt the Vikes all night.
No good offensive rebound. Second chance opportunity falls in.
Yep, nice put back there by Chandler.
But the Vikings were able to take a 28-24 lead into halftime.
Side for 3.
That rolls it.
In the second half, Donovan Wright started to heat up.
He's going to create something himself. Pull-up jumpers to swish.
There you go, Donovan.
Then after a steal, Wright threw down this jam.
Steal here by Big Ben. Donovan Wright going to slam this thing.
Yes.
Mogadou finished with 20 points and 8 rebounds, but it wasn't enough as Wenatchee Valley went on a late run to upset the Vikes 58-53.
And that's a killer.
That just might be the dagger, Sean.
For Fiber One News, Sean Wells.
Makes it 58-50.
We'll be right back after this.
Hello, my name is Cheryl Kono. I am your local Ephrata Farmers Insurance Agent. Here at Cheryl Kono Insurance Agency, our customers always come first. We don't just work here, we live here. Please stop by the office, call, email, or Facebook me for a free auto, home, life, business, or farm and ranch quote today. We are insurance. We are farmers. Come in for a free quote today.
We are farmers. Bum, ba-dum, bum, 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 bum.
Well, one thing I knew from being a patient myself was that a dental office is a scary place to come to. And so we wanted everything possible to make sure that our office is a comfortable place for our patients to visit. The patients that I have, my clients, have made me a part of this community, and we want to give back in every way possible.
Our next story is about a group of Ephrata High School students who raised about $3,000 to help poverty-stricken women in Africa. Reporter Jeff Chu has the details.
A class of Ephrata High School sophomores raised almost $3,000 to buy goats for poverty-stricken women in Africa. Teacher Mickey John's Advancement via Individual Determination, or AVID class, put on a Walk for Women event at Ephrata High School's football field track. AVID is a global nonprofit organization dedicated to closing the achievement gap by preparing all students for college. The students together walked hundreds of laps to raise money for their global community service project. The project was inspired by a Seattle-based organization called We Day, which also prompted a local community service project. Johns explained.
The students have to do a local community service and a global community service. And so for their local community service, they decided on working through at the community garden here in Ephrata. And then we needed a global service, and which is tough because you are doing a kind service for something that we can't see, something that we sometimes don't even understand.
But John's students learned of the plight of African women who often live in substandard conditions.
One of the teachers here, Maggie Killinger, has been to Africa, and I think they were really inspired a little bit by her because she spoke of what it is like there. And we were told that a goat, if somebody in Africa has a goat, they are looked at as of high order or of wealth. And so we kind of went with that.
Goats will allow African women to sell milk and cheese to buy feminine products and support their families. AVID student Jerry Torres shared what he learned.
Honestly, it was really impacting, realizing that so many people don't have food and so many people can't even, we found out that so many people can't brush their teeth. They have to share one toothbrush between 7 people. They sleep on the ground. And it was just great. We helped more than 100 people.
AVID student Stephanie Hernandez says she believes that helping the women buy goats is a lasting gift.
It was what was impacting to me was the whole orphanage thing, like how Jerry had said previously that they would all share one toothbrush, a group of 5 or 6. I mean, that was wow, it's crazy. Over here we use one in 1 week, then we throw it away. And everything, how they wouldn't have even beds to sleep on. That was just yeah, really hard.
AVID student Victor Sanchez says the students learned how much work is involved in a fundraiser. Victor explained why they chose to help African women.
They just seem like the most in need, and a lot of people probably don't know what their average day. I mean, our average day, we have everything we need. We have a shelter to stay in. We got food whenever we want. We got TV. All they have is basically just a roof and some walls.
I'm Jeff Chu for iFiber One News.
We'll be right back.
Have you been to iFiber1.com? The most up-to-date news in the Columbia Basin is just one click away. With news, sports, and weather, you can stay in the know with what's going on in your community. Read your news on the go by visiting iFiber1.com on your tablet or even your phone. Follow us on Facebook for quick updates and discuss the news with others in our area. Your #1 news source in the Columbia Basin is iFiber1.com. Check it out today. What's white and yellow and red all over? If you said the local book telephone directory, the one with the purple sunset on the cover, then you're right. In print and online at statewideyp.com, it features up-to-date local maps, community information, and a calendar of events. With a restaurant dining guide with full local menus and a reverse directory, you're sure to find the number you're looking for. It's the best way to get the information you need. Pick up a copy of the local book today or visit statewideyp.com.
Welcome back. The next story is about an Ephrata High School FFA students who are getting a hands-on lesson in the world of agriculture. Reporter Jeff Chu has the story.
It's that time of year when the sheep are lambing and the pigs deliver their litters. At Ephrata High School's agriculture barn, the cute factor is top pen, you could say. It's also a major learning experience for the future Farmers of America students in Tara Smith's agriculture classes.
Be like, it's my first time in the dirt. You guys get to be away from your mommy in like 3 days.
For Ephrata 10th grader Rain Pond, raising a sheep from a lamb for showing at Grant County Fair was fun. Rain, who is among most of the students who have assisted in birthing lambs and piglets, recalled her first experience with helping a sheep give birth at the barn.
It's really hard, but it's fun. After you do it, you're like, oh, I just helped an animal give birth. I feel very accomplished.
Rain elaborated on her experience.
I helped give birth, like I pulled it out with gloves, and it's a process. You have to, first you have to get at least enough legs out to pull it out, and then you have to get the head out. And then you have to get the rest of it out, which is easy, but the heads are always really big, and the areas aren't very big, so you have to like stretch and fix without breaking or bruising anything.
Ephrata High's agriculture science teacher, Tara Smith, who instructs students in veterinary science, introduction to agriculture, and floral design, described what the school's barn is all about.
We have the barn as it's basically a giant science lab with living animals, and they're learning how to properly raise and breed and take care of animals, and to also apply the skills that we learn in classroom to real life situations.
There's no shortage of farm animals for the FFA students to learn through a so-called supervised agriculture experience. Smith says the barn and corral at present have 14 ewes, a ram, and 15 lambs, with another ewe ready to lamb. In the barn's pens are 2 sows, 16 piglets still nursing, and 12 market hogs that will be fattened up to sell in a month. The barn provides a place where city-dwelling students can participate in real animal husbandry.
And they do all of the care. They give all of the injections that start the day after they're born, and they dock the tails and band the testicles, and they tag the ears. That's with the lambs, and with the pigs they also do those injections.
2 other Ephrata High School students said they hope to apply what they learn at the barn to their futures.
For the longest time I wanted to be a veterinarian, but more and more I would probably want to be an agriculture teacher so I can help students in the further generations to just become farmers and just get into it.
We pretty much were here helping the piglets come out for the first sow. It was definitely something different. Never done that before. It smelled really bad. But once we were all said and done, and I learned a lot of things from it, and a lot of things I could take off into my life after high school.
I'm Jeff Chu for iFiber One News.
Rounding out this week's news coverage is a story out of Moses Lake, where greenhouses are being built for a marijuana grow operation. Reporter Jeff Chu has the details.
Those greenhouses going up at the corner of Wheeler Road and State Route 17 are the first such marijuana production operations inside the city of Moses Lake. City planning staff said no building permits were required because the structures are considered agricultural greenhouses. Structures such as that are exempt from the building permit process under the city building code. So city information about the extent of the operation and how much marijuana will be produced is scarce. Grant County Assessor's Office records show the property of more than 7 acres is owned by Kenneth Skolin and Chris Gen Enterprises LLC of Anchorage, Alaska. Attempts to contact Skolin in Alaska were unsuccessful. A spokeswoman with the Washington State Liquor Control Board said the marijuana production company is listed under the name of Raspberry LLC. She said the proposed Moses Lake marijuana greenhouse growing facility's state permit to operate is pending. The greenhouses are located in the vicinity of another marijuana production operation, which will be inside an existing building in the 1400 block of Wheeler Road. The Moses Lake City Council in September approved allowing marijuana growing operations within the city limits. I'm Jeff Chu for iFiber One News.
And that wraps up our weekend edition. iFiber One News will be back on Monday at 5 p.m. with the latest news from around the Columbia Basin. Thank you for watching.